Hi, the purpose of this video is to show how I like to rewind my Echo GT-200 line trimmer. This is a dual line trimmer. It's about 12 years old. I'm sure it's obsolete, but I'll show you what I do with this, and I think it probably applies to a lot of modern machines. We've got the three components down here, four components if you count the button. We've got the spool, the button, the outer ring, and the spring. And we're going to go ahead and put line on this spool. I'll show you how I put the line on and how we install it. First off, we're going to go ahead and get our line. I like this line here. It's very nice. It's not exactly round. It's got more of a hex pattern. I'm going to go ahead and pull out 3 body lengths. That gives me about the right amount so it won't tangle. Okay, what I'm going to do, as you can see right here on the spool, there is a note on here that says wind line, and it has an arrow pointing for the direction that it needs to wind, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and feed the line through the little hole, and then I'm going to center it. Let's go ahead and pull it down to the center like this. Okay, let the line float free. Try to get some of the coil out of it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to look at this note right here where it says wind line. So I'm going to wind it this way. I take my finger, I put my finger between the lines like this, and I begin winding it in the direction it says. Now notice that my finger it's not perfect, but it does some kind of a job of keeping the line from being tangled on itself as I'm putting it on. Notice both lines are going on. We'll keep going. The line get intertangled there. And notice that I'm not packing it all the way on. I think the spool will hold about 20 to 25 feet of line. This is 0.080 diameter. I like to have it about 2/3. If I get it a little bit more, my experience has been that it will tangle fairly easy. Now let's go ahead and put it back together. We've got our spring, our ring, our spool, and our button. Okay, the first thing we put on is the spring. Now it's time to put the spool on, and make sure you put the spool on correctly, which is like this. Now we're going to put the spool on, but we have to, before we do that, we have to stick this line through like this, and then snug the line up, make sure that it doesn't get tangled underneath, and then stick this one through this eyelet. Now give it a little snug pull like this, put the button on, take your ring, and when you're installing your ring, find the place that lines up with the latching tab, which is this point right here. This is our latch, and we want to line this up with it. Pull it tight. Now, press in on the button and turn and lock into place. Notice these are unequal lengths, but our cutter is going to cut it to length as soon as we get it started. Go ahead and start the machine. Now, cut the length. And it's ready to use.